Do men connect to a woman emotionally during sex? Or do emotions come into it at all for men? Or is it purely base animal instinct? Big question. Do you want me to read the first part? Or?
No, I don't think this one's that difficult, actually.
Okay.
Because I think it depends on the relationship they've got.
Right.
For me.
Yeah.
Obviously, men are men.
Right, which means
that sex and relationships can very much be separate. It's very easy to have sex and not be in a relationship, and it's very easy to enjoy sex if it's good sex with the right person and it just clicks, even if you're not in a relationship.
Yeah.
So it's quite like I say, for me it's a separate thing. If he wasn't very much in love, he's probably going to be very much in lust, isn't he? In which case it is down to the pure animal instinct side of it.
Right.
You know, it's just going to be a case of he fancies her, he enjoys having sex with her, and it's no more complicated than that. Yeah, but if he's deeply in love with a girl, really, 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 really into her, there's definitely going to be an emotional connection as well. Definitely. I'm not sure about the proportions.
What do you mean? Go on.
I'm not sure, because in the same way that I think you could have really strong feelings for somebody.
Yeah. What do you mean, from what, a woman to a man?
Yeah. What I mean is, I know it's possible as a man to have really strong feelings for a girl.
Yeah.
Even if the sex isn't that good.
Ah, right.
Definitely. But it's not possible, even if you have amazing sex with somebody, to have really strong feelings for them. I'm not saying it isn't. What I'm saying, that's right.
That the two aren't necessarily related.
Correct. The two aren't necessarily related.
Yes.
They're very much separate. So what I mean is, we've already established it doesn't need a lengthy explanation for me that the animal instinct side of it, if you're not really, really in love with this girl, with a girl, then it is just basically, you enjoy the sex for what it is.
Yeah.
But when it gets more complicated, is like I say, if you really, really, really got strong feelings for a girl, it might be that, you know, it is separate. The things are not related. So hopefully you'd be really into this girl, she'd be just as into you, and the sex would be amazing.
Yeah. You know, fantasy world. Yeah.
In an ideal world. But of course, inevitably what can happen is it doesn't quite work that way, does it? You probably have fantastic sex with a girl that you hate. Experience. Been there. Or you could have like this sort of mediocre sex with a girl who you just absolutely love.
Which one would you plump for if you had to choose?
Yeah, at the age and stage I'm at, I would rather be deeply in love with somebody, even if the sex was a little bit mediocre.
And if you were,
it wouldn't make me not love her. It wouldn't make me love her any less.
The man you were, say, like middle 20s.
I think that sex would probably overrule anything.
Middle 30s?
Takes some growing up, men, don't they?
Growing up. I'm glad you said that and not me.
Depends on the guy.
Okay.
Depends on the guy.
Yeah.
I'm actually speaking from experience here.
Oh, go
on. I was mid-30s.
Yeah.
And I was very much in love with a girl who, if I'm honest, the sex was only okay.
So why was it just okay with her, obviously naming no names?
I don't know really. I think it was just... It just seemed a little bit awkward, actually.
Awkward?
Not to the point where it was like, well, what am I doing this for? Because I did have the emotional connection, because I loved her.
Yeah.
I never thought that.
Yeah.
But it just, I don't know, it just... Unfortunately, or fortunately for me, I'd had much better sex, and I don't ever remember getting an instruction manual out or having to sit there. I don't remember having to like flick through the Kama Sutra. It just came naturally. It came very naturally with certain individuals, and it was less natural with this other individual, and yet I thought so much more. You know, I can't say I was ever truly in love with. I've got other people. There's one particular example. who I wouldn't say, I don't think I was ever really truly in love.
Yeah.
But I met her when I was very young, so I was very much in lust.
Yeah.
But then later on, 36 years old, as we've just established, it was a complete flip side of that.
Right.
You had somebody who was just such an amazing person, but obviously, the sex wasn't bad. It just wasn't fantastic. It didn't. I never would have left her.
Right. Okay.
So
what?
So the answer to that mid-30s thing is it's possible in mid-30s.
It's possible.
It's definitely possible in mid-40s.
Yeah.
Even though I'm only 29. No, you know. So yeah.
So, do you think sometimes the sexual chemistry is there with people that it's a bit edgy?
Unfortunately, that's probably true.
Experience?
It's probably true. It's not an It's not an invitation for girls to raving lunatics, because that's a whole different can of worms.
Well, I've heard like male friends say to me that they like the mad girls. They like the mad girls because they're better in bed.
They are, yeah. That's true.
So
that's true.
Right,
yeah. I think they're just more adventurous. You know, they don't make it difficult.
Yeah.
They'll almost ask you to do stuff.
And you're like, yes.
Get in. Yeah.
Right, but
oh, go on then, if I have to.
But I'm trying to be. I can never be serious with honesty. But that obviously doesn't mean you'll necessarily ever have an emotional connection.
Exactly my point. I've gone off on a tangent, as I always do.
Yeah, so there's like two parts. Do men connect to a woman emotionally during sex? That's kind of one part. Do they connect?
Yeah, and like I've said, it's possible.
It's possible.
If he really is into the girl.
Yeah.
Let's say he's genuinely in love, yes.
Yes.
If he's not genuinely in love, no.
Right, so
or not necessarily.
For those women then who, think that, I can trap him, I can get him by having sex.
Never going to happen.